Blumenfeld, and today I want to talk to you about connection at Christmas time. Have you noticed that with the holidays coming on, you start feeling tight in your chest? Maybe your fists even begin to clench unknowingly, or perhaps there are words forming in your throat that you haven't quite found the power to speak. Whenever we feel tense or a lack of freedom or a lack of self-expression or a lack of joy, very often it's because something is going on for us that we're not being honest about with other people. And Christmas, I'm afraid to say, is all too often about pretending that we would really like to spend all this time with people who we may no longer feel connected with, or pretending that we're close with people who we don't feel close to. Or quite often it's about, am I really going to have to eat all that food and pretend I love it, or drink all that alcohol and pretend I want to drink it when perhaps I'm on a different kind of diet right now? Or maybe it's about presents and all the presents that I'm going to receive that I feel uncomfortable about receiving, and when I know I don't really like them and I don't want to open them, or the presents that I'm giving that I don't really feel I can afford, or I don't feel morally comfortable with giving. So there's a lot of pretending, as you can tell, going on for Christmas, and these are just some of the kind of pretenses that a lot of my clients are experiencing right now. I have one client who every Christmas goes back to her parents to eat goose when she's a vegetarian, and she eats the goose because she doesn't want to upset her parents at Christmas. I have another client who is always embarrassed to receive so many gifts from the adult child who they're still supporting financially, and they feel uncomfortable opening expensive presents from their child whose presents they're in fact paying for, but they don't say anything about it. So Christmas is all too often about pretending, and what I want to encourage you to do is to stop pretending. So that's the A of my ABC. It's being authentic. If there's something that you haven't been straight with your parents or friends or family about, be straight now. Maybe you know for a long time that your 12-year-old child doesn't believe in Santa, but you've been pretending that they do. Well, stop it this year. Or maybe you've been pretending that you're okay with doing all the cooking and clearing and shopping, and you'd actually like some help and you haven't asked for it, and you're kind of angry with your family for not offering it. Well, ask them for that help this year. Perhaps you would like some time to yourself over the Christmas holidays, and you've been pretending that you love spending time with all your family watching movies when in fact you'd really like to go for a walk. Be clear about this year. So that's the authentic. Now, the second one, after you've been brave enough to be straight and truthful, now it's time to set some boundaries. Say what you would like. If you don't want to give expensive presents, say, this year I'm not going to be giving any presents more than £50. Or if you really don't want to eat that goose, say, this year I'm really happy with just eating the vegetables that you've prepared for me, and I don't need to have you make any special meal. I just am going to eat the vegetables that are side dishes. That's the boundaries from my ABC. And the most important one is the C, which is around connection, because it's what we really crave from the people who we feel we ought to be closest to. And we fill that time with noise and food and presents, partly because we're afraid of leaving space for connection in case connection doesn't occur. This year, I want you to leave space for connection through asking some powerful, open questions at the meal table. Powerful, open questions such as, what was the most important event that you experienced as a child? Or what was the most magical, special Christmas for you? Or are there any things that you resent your parents for to this day? Or if you could be a stand for one cause, is there a cause you would feel that was worth dying for? You'll think of your own big, open, powerful questions that are appropriate for all ages, and try asking them. You could even write them out. They're all on my website, so you can download my big, open, powerful questions and give one big, powerful, open question to everybody at your dinner table and see what happens. See what happens to the conversation. See what happens to the sense of connection. So this holiday season, don't forget, be straight with people about what you've been pretending about in the past. Say how you'd like it to be in the future, and be a stand for real, deep connection. I'm Remy Blumenfeld. Thank you for listening.